Hi, I'm Allison, and this is Chicken Joy by Stitching with the Housewives. And this is Real Chicken Joy. Hi everybody, I'm Allison. Welcome to Flosstube number 4. I hope you enjoyed seeing our new chickens. I'm going to talk more about them later at the very end of the video. I have a notepad in front of me if you see me looking down, just to make sure I don't lose track. This is actually my second time doing this. I filmed yesterday and I did not realize I filmed the entire thing in slow motion. The thing about slow motion is you can fix the motion in editing, but it does not record sound, so it's useless. So we're doing it again. Here we go. I'm going to go over a Christmas parade. I've got stitching with me and some stitches from my mom. Over here I've got some whips, both cross stitch and quilting, a couple of FFOs. I actually have a little bit of haul today, and we have the winner from last time, a little bit about the jingle ball. I decided at the last minute to do that. We will have another giveaway today, and a little bit about what's coming up. Let's get started. I want to show one item that's in the shop really quick. These are our 2024 AZfamilyzoo calendars. These feature our animals. There's a little information about us and our animal sanctuary. I print these in-house. I bind them in-house. I do everything here. I'll show you January to give you an idea. They're 8.5 by 11 glossy paper. I put the holidays on, and then I also put some fun pet holidays on the bottom. This helps raise money for our Forever Home Animal Sanctuary, where we take care of lots of animals like the chickens you saw. I wanted to share that. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. Calendars. Okay. Let's do a couple of FFOs first, and then we'll do our Christmas parade, because I only have 2 FFOs. The first is my Bent Creek leaf flag squirrel. Sorry, it's got lint on it. I don't know how it got lint on it from yesterday when I did this. It's been sitting on the table. Ta-da! This is, again, Leaf Flag by Bent Creek. I stitched it on 25 count Lugana. This is my first stitch on 25 count Lugana. To finish it, I found the right size hoop, trimmed it and glued the Lugana down, put a piece of batting on the inside to prevent too much light from shining through, and then just glued a piece of fabric. Pom-pom trim, ribbon on the top. There it is. And put it on my shelf. It's my leaf flag. I'm prepared today. I put a tray table over there so I don't have to keep leaning over sideways. My other FFO is the very last in the monthly marking series. Here's our December, my little reindeer, and I add the months on the bottom. And when I stitch these, I actually I have to stitch them backwards, or I have to count, so I just stitch it backwards. It's easier. These are all finished the same, and I keep them in this tin. And they actually all fit in the tin. That's November. I'm not going to go through them all because I already did that. October's on the inside of the lid because they have magnets on the back. And there's the rest of them. This is a little tin. Oh, hey look, it's got the information on the bottom. I did get this online at Amazon. My very first floss tube, I went through showing all of these the entire year, and then as I finished them for the next few, I did show them. So there it is, a year in the making, monthly markings. They're heart and hand, stitched on 10 count Heritage vintage cloth, 4 strands of Weeks Dye Works. I finished them on sticky board. This one's covered with fabric, a little bit of vintage trim, and then this one has a small piece of backing underneath the stitching. Okay. How about a couple of whips? I don't have a lot of whips, and then we're going to do our Christmas parade after that. I'm stitching the Shine On Sampler It's a year-long stitch along. Fat Quarter Shop's hosting it, and I have the original colors. I brought the thread pack. The first month was that section, and then this is December for this month. It's going to be longer, and I'll extend my Q-snap when I need to. Ta-da! I have some laundry going. I hope you don't hear that. There's almost always laundry going here. This is animal laundry that's going right now. Ooh, I can't show that one. I'm working on a new chart for next year, but I can't show that yet. I have Lori Holt's Vintage Christmas. Here's the... Sorry about the glare. I'm in front of a window. Here's my progress so far. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left to do. I was cruising right along, and then I realized that if I wanted to start my new series and release it in January, I had to kind of set everything aside. So this got set aside. This is on 14 count fabric flare peppermint candies. I may or may not get this done in time for Christmas, but it's okay if I don't. I have to pick and choose. I have limited time for stitching. Another one that I'm working on, and honestly that I can't wait for this to be done. I decided to do a temperature stitch this year. It's with Fat Quarter Shop, and I decided to stitch both the highs and the lows, because otherwise I thought if I took average temperature where I live, which is Arizona, it would be really boring. And I have a cup right there. I gotta be really careful not to knock that over. These are the high temperatures. See all the red? It's hot here. And I actually added 2 more reds to account for higher temperatures. The lower temperatures is more varied in the colors. I think this one's prettier. Almost there, getting to the bottom. I'm thinking of doing a double frame with the high on the top and the low on the bottom, and then on the back putting the temperature. No, it's over there. You have to write the temperatures down every day and pick your colors, and they could put that on the back. Everybody can see where the colors come from. I made some progress on my my Halloween stitch. This is Hold Tight by Twin Peak Primitives. Excuse me. Our weather keeps going hot, cold, and it sets off my allergies a bit. I've got a whole chicken. Ta-da! Last time, chicken didn't have a face or feet. And I've got the little candle thing done. Working on it from time to time. It should be done in time for next Halloween. That's about the pace I'm on with it. And I did put a bit of time into my chicken club stitch. There's 12 of these charts. I'm on number 3. And I've already talked about why this one got set aside. I won't go into that again. But I did start doing the fill-in with the proper color. Not a huge priority. I did already buy the frames to finish these. Oh, I just realized I didn't talk about the quilt behind me, but that's okay because I'm done with whips. I'm a little scattered since it's the second time I did this. I thought I already talked about it, and I did, but it was yesterday. This quilt behind me, I will show you the pattern, and I had it right up on my screen, and it disappeared off my screen. Here we go. This is the Christmas Adventure Row Quilt by Bev McCullough of Flamingo Toes. It's actually her $5 pattern of the month for December. So if you're a quilter and you like it, Christmas Adventure Row Quilt. And you can see this one's got the little campers on it. And mine has houses. During the sew along, she put this house block on on her blog, because a lot of us in the sew along were a little bit intimidated by all the pieces involved in those campers. And I did this in 2021. I went ahead and went with the houses since we never go anywhere and we're always at home. And I was still fairly new to quilting, and the campers did intimidate me. There you go. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. There's the trees down on the bottom, presents, ornaments, houses. and there's hearts you can't see and holly berries at the top. It's draped over a laundry drying rack behind me, and I usually hit it with the back of my chair. I have to be really careful so I don't tip it over. Okay, I need to go back and look at my stuff. I'm kind of going lightning speed here. That's okay. I do have a couple of quilt whips to share, and then we're going to do our cross stitch parade. Let's see. There we go. I've been keeping up with the Barnstar sampler so long. This is the quilt. I have all the blocks done. I'm going to put it together next year. I'm working on finishing some other things right now, so I'm starting to work on what needs to get done and what I want to start on next year. The last set of blocks are all 4-inch blocks, and you had to make 4 of all of them. Look at the chickens! This fabric line, it's older. It's called Spring Chicken by Sweetwater Fabrics. Chickens! I'm not a big fan of working with tiny pieces like this. These are some small pieces. I find it a bit difficult. I also have really big hands. I'm tall and I've got big hands, and working with the tiny pieces is a bit much sometimes. So again, I had to make every one of those I showed. I made 4. I have the last block, again, a year-long sew-along. I joined Fat Quarter Shop's Solid Club, and you got a Fat Quarter bundle every month. And there's the December block. This is also on the list to assemble next year because I'm finishing stuff from this year and admittedly the year prior. Y'all know how that goes, right? Then I'm doing the high tea quilts along, but I'm not keeping up with this one. I like the quilt. I went ahead and I started. I had to make 14 of these. This is the Drawing Room Fabric by Pat Sloan. And I bought the kit that had the fabric with it. So I made 14 of these. I've got the next set of blocks cut out and ready to go. But this time of year, if you're a quilter, cross stitcher, crafter, you know that you're making things for other people. You're getting other projects done. And you have to set aside your own things sometimes. That's okay. Unless it's your job, don't feel pressured. You're not on the schedule. Try and enjoy it. I have to take a quick drink. Now we're going to do some fun Christmas parade. I have stuff for my mom and for me, so I'll show them both. I'll go ahead, I'll start with the one in the opening, and it does have glass. You're going to get a glare. I found if I tilt it, at least I learned that yesterday too. I learned how to check to make sure my camera's in the right mode, and that if I tilt them, you don't really get the glare. This is Chicken Joy by Stitching with the Housewives. There's also some yard work and stuff going on outside. Sorry if you hear it. I used the Christmas variegated DMC for the tree. It's on 14 count chalkboard black Aida. You can Google this. I believe it's a free pattern on Priscilla of Stitching with the Housewife on her blog. Chicken Joy. Woo. That there. I do have some of my own patterns in here, so when I show those I'll let you know. Let's go kind of back and forth with stuff from my mom and from me. My mom's very organized. She has cards for everything. This is the Elf on a Shelf by Cassandra Very Cool. I'm not sure. It's on a 14 count Aida. It's about 4x7, called for floss and some from her stash with fabric on the back. She got a Hobby Lobby. Here you go, Elf on a Shelf. Personally, the idea of this Elf on a Shelf thing, he kind of freaks me out. It's kind of like a scary clown kind of thing, but the cross stitch is cute. Here's the back. That's really nice fabric. Look at that. There you go. Put her card back on so I don't lose it. Next I have 2 stitches. This is my pattern called Coyote Christmas. And I have one that I stitched and one that my mom stitched. I stitched mine with the classic Colorworks in the chart, and then I also did a DMC conversion, and my mom stitched with the DMC. So this is my stitch. It's 14 count chalkboard black Aida, and my mom also stitched it on that fabric. And sorry, dog hair. Here's my mom's. Hers is finished on a little stand from Hobby Lobby. It's a couple years old, you probably can't get it anymore. And then mine is finished on a frame. It's just a plain white frame. I probably got it on Amazon. I ordered most of my stuff online. And then this is washi tape. You just stick it on the frame to decorate it. I do try to order things from other companies other than Amazon, but sometimes the price difference, and if you need it in a hurry, it's hard to compete, but I try. There you go. It's Coyote Christmas. If you haven't been here before, I'm a little goofy. I'll use my tray so I don't make a mess. I'll put mom's on that tray, and I'll put mine on that tray. Now I have 2 that my mom did. She went to what's called Friend Stitch in 2022, and they had an ornament pattern, and she made 2, one for me and one for her, and then I did the finishing. There they are. Oh, glue string, sorry. They just seem to get everywhere, even when you clean them off. This is Christmas Adventure fabric in the background. And then this was, I think that's the fabric that came with the Friend Stitch kit. And that's also where the pom-pom came from. And the little fuzzy, and then I added the vintage trim. And I don't know why there's glue strings everywhere. I clean them when I'm done finishing, and yet there they are. Oh, here's the backs. This is a Christmas Adventure fabric. And this was something that I had in my stash. It's like a gray, cloudy sky. It's 2 pieces of sticky board with the pom-pom sandwiched in the middle. And then the piece is on sticky board, and the trim is underneath the piece. They came out really cute. Oh, yeah, let's turn that around, shall we? Yay! I need to make sure my mom takes one back. They were both in my Christmas stuff, which means I must have put them away and accidentally put both of them in my pile. I've got two more of my designs. I'll show those really quick, and then we'll do everything else. Because I did show this last time, the gingerbread lane, and I did go over how I finished it. My mom took hers back. If you watched it last time, she had hers in a frame, and she had all these little doodads, and we were trying to decide if she should put some around it, and she decided just to keep it in the frame. But that's my design. It's in my Etsy shop. If you have those little tart trays, these will fit in the tart trays. And this is on 14 count fabric flare snow on aqua dyed effect, I believe. Fabric covered sticky board and vintage trim. The board, it's a tray. It was part of a set, and I stained it. It came unfinished wood. And the last one of my patterns I have on the pile is another. It's a quick stitch. If you want a real quick Christmas stitch, this is called Merry Sweet Squared. This is on a 14 count something. It's kind of green. The details are on the pattern. And again, this is a frame. It has a little bit of an inset, and I took the washi tape and just pressed it into the inset. Makes it more Christmassy. Alright, let's see. I've got 2 more by Mom and 3 by me. So let's do 1 more by me. I think this is called Mistletoe Lane, but I can't remember. This was a fat quarter shell pattern. And I'll tilt it because it's in glass. Kind of have to tilt it at an angle. I did this, I think, last year. Called for colors. I think it's a 14 count. Not sure. Didn't write it down. I don't have a card on the back. I really should do that. I'm sure it's on my Instagram. If I really wanted to know, I could scroll back into it, but that's okay. And you're going to see this frame again because I bought a 3-pack. Budget. This one is really fun. Sorry, I have an itch. This one's my mom's. It's called Frank the Gingerbread Man. It's by Cassandra C. Conforti. I don't know what that is. I'm going to hold it up. There you go. Fabric, color and cotton dyes, studio, 18 count beige Ada. And looks like a mix of called for and stash. It's really cute though. Look. You see Frank? He says, I'm getting the heck out of here. Let me get that closer without tipping my drink there. It's really cute, isn't it? It's very different. It's a nice frame. I believe it's from Hobby Lobby. It's a red wood frame, and it has the little thing on the back, and you stick it there, and then it just sits. There you go, Frank the Gingerbread Man. And I've got 2 more of mine and 1 more of Mom. To go with the quote behind me is the Christmas Adventure Cross Stitch, Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. Called for colors on a 14 count white. And I'm tilting it to avoid the glare. If I put it straight up, so you get the glare. Now you can see my yard and the big tree that's outside the window. Like that. When I was stitching it, I thought about not stitching the border, but it really makes the piece, and it wasn't that bad. I like this one. That's that same frame. Okay. I'm gonna show my big Christmas one, and then I'm gonna close with my mom's. This is, I want to say, I forgot. I'm drawing a blank. I knew it yesterday. Peppermint Lane, maybe? I'll have to put it on the screen in editing. I'm reminding myself by saying that. Mine looks a little different than the chart because I was stitching with the thread pack and I ran out of green, so I modified the bottom. There's, I think, 3 of these wreaths in the original, and there's only 1 mug, and I just went with what I had. And the gingerbread lady, I charted that because it was 2 gingerbread men. Let me take it back and tilt it. This is a big piece. For me anyway, it's a big piece. I got this frame at Hobby Lobby. It's funny, it says $23.99 on the back. That's not what I paid for it. It was in the scratch and dent. It was really banged up. I used Christmas washi tape again. And it looks nice. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money, and if you buy something on clearance, it's a little rough, you can sand it, paint it, or slap some tape on it. Let's see. That's pretty good. That was my chair. And the last Christmas piece I have, I keep checking to make sure I'm not in slow motion. I don't want to do this a 3rd time. This is called Scandinavian Noel, and bear with the crinkles. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of the plastic really quick. This one's stitched by my mom. And if you like this chart, make sure you stay to the end. Here's the chart, and it shows it in the red and then black with white. This is by the Mindful Needle Designs. Here's the specs. And I love this frame. My mom stitched this on an opalescent 14 count. Again, there's glass in the frame, so I'm going to try to tilt it to avoid the glare. Stitched, yeah, 14 count opalescent. It's about 8 by 10. She just put DMC red from her stash. Look at that frame. Isn't that pretty? With the little lights. Let me flip that back. There you go. Good job, Mom. That's pretty. I'm going to check my list to make sure I went over everything, seeing as this is the second time. It looks good so far. Oh, we have something very exciting today. Let's see. I have a couple more Christmas things, then we'll get to the haul and the very exciting thing. I do want to show, I showed this last time, but I'll show it one more time because I only have one left. If you want a big giant dog advent calendar, check out my Etsy shop. It's got pockets, everything's lined, fleece on the back, fusible fleece, and I put loops on it to hang. It's big, but there's one left. I made one of these for me. Actually, I made two of these for me, but one of them was on the kitchen table and one for my mom. This was a free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. It was called Jolly Bar Dresden. You can Google it and find it on YouTube. If the links work, I'll link it below. I'm not sure I'm at 3 months yet. It's Christmas adventure fabric. If you have leftover fabric from making a quilt, these are great. It's got interfacing on the inside. That's the back. And I like it because it's not batting on the inside, it's interfacing. So soft, it lays flat, and you can put them on the table if you want to put a, I don't know, candle or basket or something on it. They're fun. Look like big flowers. I'm totally gonna frisbee this. You ready? Ready? I don't think you could see it. I did good. It landed pretty good. You know, I have two more quilts. They're from Fat Quarter Shop. I'm sensing a trend. That's okay. They do a lot of really nice stitch alongs and sew alongs and a lot of free patterns. If you're new to quilting and cross stitch, it's always nice to have something free that you can try. This is called the Christmas Time. It was the mystery sew along. I finished it in October 2022. I think it was a Christmas in July. It's made with Christmas adventure fabric. I actually made two of these. I made one from their kit, which was a fig tree fabric, but my mom has that. So this one's mine. It's not too big. I'm going to bring it in to show you. I'll just fold it. I did this all on the domestic, well, I did the regular quilting on the domestic machine, and then I did some detail on, it's either a Sashiko or Sashiko machine. It does this stitch that emulates hand stitching, and I used a variegated thread, and I outlined all the blocks. And I need to use that machine more because it does really neat, beautiful stitching. And sometimes I forget to use it. This big quilt behind me, this was all done on the domestic sewing machine. There's a, it's kind of hard to see, a little squiggly stitch that just goes back and forth, and I just ran it back and forth and back and forth. It took me several days, but that's okay. You don't have to have a fancy long arm or mid arm or anything. The pile's getting out of control. Ugh. This one I probably should have lint rolled because it's black in the background and I can see all the lint. This is called All the Trimmings. I finished this. This is December 2021. This was another Fat Quarter Shop thing. It's the, I think it was called Christmas Morning Fabric. I'm not sure. I didn't write it down. Pico. I hope you're not bored. I hope you're at least marginally entertained. Alright, let me throw this over here. Again, it's really hard for me to... I can't believe I did that yesterday. Well, I can. I knew something was wrong when I was importing the videos to my computer. I thought, why is this taking so long? Huh. Alright. We're going to do a haul today. I brought a helper. How you doing? Santa's going to help me with my haul, aren't you? Did you bring me a present? I can't wait. Can I open it first, or do we have to go through everything? We have to go through everything first? Okay, Santa says we have to go through everything first. We've got quite a bit of haul thanks to Santa Mom, who gave me a bunch of stuff that she decided wasn't quite the right thing for her. Yeah, she didn't think she'd use it, so I get it. Exactly, it's really exciting. Yay! You gotta entertain yourself sometimes, right? Okay, I'm gonna pull some things out because this isn't a bag. But we'll start with the bag because then I can put them back in the bag. My mom bought this bag from Backwater Shop. It can hold an 18-inch design boards, which is great because that's what I use for my quilting. It's this big mesh bag, and it's got the nice bottom that expands, boxed corners. I'm gonna use this to put all of my, I think I'm gonna end up at the end of the year with 4 or 5 quilt tops that have all the blocks done. I'm gonna put them all in here and keep them organized. Right, Santa? High five. Yeah. Thanks, Santa. Oh, Santa wants to borrow it. He says it's a good bag. You can borrow it, but you can bring it back after Christmas, okay? Okay. All right. I'm going to have you hold some stuff up, okay? I think I'm going to have to hold this sideways because it's tall. This is DMC Charles Craft 28 count Monaco even weave. Tea-dyed is the color. There we go. On the list for next year is to try some new things. I did okay with the 25 count. Losing my hat. So we'll try some tea-dyed Monaco. What? He's mad I didn't bring milk and cookies. Yeah, we'll have a snack after. Okay. We're gonna put it in the bag. Close enough. Oh, it's getting stuck on the handle. There we go. Then we have the Artiste 25 count Lugana. So this is from Hobby Lobby. Even weave. Well, that's interesting. I was looking for the color name, but it says hand wash in lukewarm water with mild liquid soap. Do not bleach. I'm not quite sure why you would wash it. The color, oh, it's natural. This reminds me of, and I don't want to take it out, it's like almost a vinyl, it's not even plastic. If you use 14 count Natural Ada by Zweigart, it's sort of the same thing. You can see it's got the specks in it. Look, you can see my camera reflected in there. This is nice. More 25 count. And it looks like my mom had a Stitch Quarterly and didn't use this. Mushroom 28 count Lugana, which is kind of funny because the day before she gave this to me, I thought I'd like to try 28 count next year. And I was looking for browns, and I kept seeing this several vendors and nobody had it, and then she showed up with it, so I was really excited. Exactly. All right. I knew I was going to back into that at some point. I got to find a better way to do this. I got a couple things on Black Friday. Not very exciting. I got some finishing tape. It's double-sided sticky. I got the finishing dots. When I do things like this, I put dots, sorry, I just banged the desk, dots in the corner and fold it down, and then I do the tape and fold it down. Maybe I should do a tutorial on some finishing. What do you think? Yeah? Do you like cross stitch? Kinda? Mrs. Claus likes cross stitch? Oh yeah, Mrs. Claus likes cross stitch. Sticky board. These are going to be the good size for what's coming out next year that I'm working on. Usually I buy the big honkin' piece and I cut it down, but I thought I would try buying a smaller piece, partly because they didn't have any of the big honkin' pieces. The other thing I bought, I actually got 2 of these, and I bought 2 last year on their Black Friday sale. Are these Floss and Store boxes, and I'll show them in a future video. But they're really heavy duty, and I really like them. They're good quality. So I picked up a few more when they went on sale. Can I have my present? Are you guys ready to see what Santa brought me? Ready? Okay. I'm so excited. Can we open it? Thank you, Santa. It's the best. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're drinking something, swallow, okay? Santa brought me floss. Ah! You knew I wanted floss, right? And this is the best, right? He says it's the Clean Mint Glide. This is the best floss. Keeps your teeth clean. Thanks, Santa. I couldn't resist. Floss. Merry Flossmas. Thank you. I hope you at least think it's as half as funny as I do. Okay. I'm going to talk about, sorry, I thought it was funny, the Jingle Ball, and then we'll do some giveaway stuff, and then at the very end I'll put some animal videos on. So I went to the Jingle Ball. I probably should have brought Santa with me. Maybe next year? Okay. And it was $10. Santa says he has to go. You got a bunch of free charts. Well, you paid your $10, but you got a good amount of PDF downloads, charts. There were even some recipes. There were a couple of free classes. I didn't do any of the paid classes because all I did was pay for the general admission. Even if you paid for the $10 and you ended up being busy that weekend, I think they did a really good job with the amount of free products that you got for being there. So it was worth your $10. At the Jingle Ball, they had the stitching lounge, and they had these different rooms, like the Southwest room, the Midwest room, then they had dog lovers, cat lovers, international, and you could pop in and it was a Zoom call. So if there was anyone else in the room, you could sit there and chat. Sometimes the rooms were full. It said there were 250 people and you couldn't get into a room. I ended up in some rooms that were empty, which was fine because I wanted to meet some people that I knew from Instagram and from Flosstube, and it gave us an opportunity a couple of times for me just to chat one-on-one with somebody because there's nobody else in the room. The thing that I liked the most was they had an event called WIP, W-I-P, speed dating, and it was half an hour long, and every 5 minutes you talk to somebody, and then after 5 minutes it turns off and the screen would flip. I met people from all over the world. It was a lot of fun. Ended up being able to talk to some people. Some have Flosstube, some have Instagram, some are on Facebook. So if you want to keep in touch with people, you have the opportunity to do that. There was also a little button on the screen that said connect, and you could hit connect, and if the person accepts your connect request, or if you get a request from somebody and you accept it, when you're done with the Jingle Ball, you can download an Excel sheet, and it has names and emails of all the people you connected with. So it's a great way to keep in touch with people. I think if I do it again next year, I'm going to plan a little better, because it sort of took over my weekend, and then I ended up behind and not doing a lot of things that I wanted to do that weekend, but it's okay. For 2024, I'm working on a new series, minimum 4 charts. There's actually 2 series I want to do, and there's like 100 charts I want to design, but I'm always limited by time because I work in the animals, and I do stitch other things, and I quilt, and I sew, and I do lots of stuff. I'm going to do my best. I should have my first new chart coming out in January. I'll make sure to show it here, and I'll also show it on my Instagram as well. The giveaway winner. Last week, I showed this chart. This is the Lizzie Kate chart. It's part of the Green Flip It series. There's 6 in the series. You can get these on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And it has a little button. It's on the dog collar, the bandana. And the button's taped inside the chart. I can't open it because the chart's inside. This is going to be what I'm stitching next year in January. I'm going to be doing a stitch along with 2 tall stitchers. We're doing a Lizzie Kate series stitch along. So if you've got a Lizzie Kate series, a Lizzie Kate chart, whatever you got, get it ready for January. It may take me all year to do these. I am going to do all of these. This is our giveaway this week. The winner, selected by the random comment generator, will need to email me at azfamilyzoo@gmail.com. Let me know that you're over 18 and provide a mailing address, because this is a physical item. I'll put the winner on the screen. The winner is Anna Poe 1259. I'll go ahead and spell that out again. Go ahead and send me an email. Let me know you're over 18, and let me know where I can send this. I do have another giveaway for this month. I'm not coming back till January, especially after the filming fiasco. Oh, I like that, the filming fiasco. My mom's donating her Scandinavian Noel. If you're interested in stitching this and want to enter this giveaway, please be a subscriber, like the video, comment below, include the word Noel, N-O-E-L. And I use the random comment picker, so you have to be a subscriber. Make sure you do that. Again, there's the chart. We're gonna do, I think, you know what, that's it except for animal updates. So if you don't want to watch the animal updates, you don't have to. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, and have a great New Year. I'll be back next year. For those of you who are interested in what's going on with the animals, we do have a bit of a sad update. Fraser the hedgehog passed away. Fraser was our big, giant, fat hedgehog, and whenever they needed their nails trimmed, when you take them to the vet, they have to get a little bit of anesthesia, because otherwise they just ball up and you can't get to their feet. And they always get checked when they get their nails trimmed, and he appeared to be in good health, not sure what was wrong. Walked by his cage one morning, looked like he was sleeping, went to fill, you know, the food and the water, and unfortunately he wasn't sleeping. So poor little Fraser passed away. We still have 2 hedgehogs left. I will try and show them on a video, but most of the time they're sleeping during the day, and I usually do not disturb any of our animals just for the sake of taking pictures or taking a video. So very sad that Fraser passed away. At the beginning, I showed our new chickens. We have 7 new chickens. They have their own area, so watch the video at the end. It's actually a really big area that we had to set up for them. And we still have our original 2 chickens. They have their own coop area and run. We're not mixing the chickens. We don't need them, you know, henpecked. You've probably heard that. Somebody has to be the dominant chicken. We don't need chicken fighting. All these chickens came from the same place. They all get along. We're not messing with it. The first week, we brought home 3, and we named them. There was a white one, a black and white one, and a Polish chicken. The Polish chicken has this crazy hair, crazy feathers, and we named it Phyllis Diller. The white one we named Foghorn Leghorn, and the black and white one we named Chess because we have a black and white one named Checkers. And then the following week we brought home the rest of the chickens. So if you watch the videos at the end, you can hear how we modified the names. They came from a friend of my sister-in-law who lost everything in a house fire, and by some miracle all the backyard chickens survived, but they are not able to take care of the chickens. And originally we were just going to have the 3, and the other 4 were going to go to my sister-in-law, but she's planning vacation. She travels all the time, and whenever she travels, if she's got chickens, they end up here. So we just told her we'll just take the chickens because we all know they're gonna end up here anyway. So you can watch the end of the video and watch all about the chickens and the housing. I will give you a warning as I'm filming the chicken video. The pigs were behind me and poking me, and I think I got kind of loud at one point because, you know, they're big pigs and they poke you. It's a little bit annoying. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay tuned for the chicken videos, right? It's entertaining. Is it more entertaining than you? He says no. Santa says he's the most entertaining thing here. I think he's right. If you stayed this long, thanks. If you stayed this long and you're sober, thank you. We had fun, right? Happy stitching. We'll see you next time. This is what we were building, and because of pigs, we did have to reinforce it. We put extra fencing around the bottom. The wood door slides out of the way when you want to use the latch and go inside. So they've got this lovely area. Yes, I know, I hear you. I didn't bring you food, I'm sorry. During the summer, there's a cover that will go over that to keep them in the shade. And although this structure here doesn't look the best, this is what we were able to build with what we had. And it's really sturdy. So they've got this nice area. There's their food, water, they're snacking. Hey! Dust bath. The hen house with some laying boxes. So they've got lots of room. I better go get a snack for Miss Bella. She's a little grouchy. We've got the whole flock now. We've got 7 wonderful chickens in here who look remarkably similar. So Chess is now the Chess Club. Phyllis Diller is still just Phyllis Diller. And Foghorn Leghorn, I guess, is triplets. We haven't figured that one out yet. Let's give them some snacks. Here you go, Miss Grouchy Pants. Good for you.